conspiracies get me in trouble sometimes and make headlines, but does nobody think it's weird that the Masvidal drama, remember he's going to sue him for, hitting him outside that Miami restaurant, all that's gone away? Do you think maybe the UFC went to him and went, hey, drop all that stuff, you come back with your title shot. Drop all that bullshit, because when you have Masvidal fight Gilbert Burns, we need to move on. This can delay everything. Drop it and we'll give you a title shot.
Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
What's poppin', kiddos? It is March 20th, Monday morning. Monday kicking the nuts like a hard cup of coffee. Good to see you guys. Quite the fights over the weekend. Don't just say. Quite the fights over across the pond there, over in England. The fights did not disappoint. Let's get right into it. So for UFC 286, clearly the main event is the narrative of the card with Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman 3. If you went back and listened to the breakdown of UFC 286 of Kamaru and Leon Edwards from last week's show, I had picked Leon Edwards. So I was right on that. I had Fiziev over Gaethje. I was wrong on that. Gunnar did work. Vettori did work. Jackie Boy Shore, Wales' finest. Wales with an H. Okay, not with an A. Then also, I thought my MVP, I told you guys to watch out for him, was that Christian Leroy Duncan. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the full display of Christian because homeboy blew his knee out. So that was not the way I wanted to start off my birthday on Saturday. Not the way I wanted to kick it off. I wanted to let you guys see Christian Leroy Duncan do work, but homeboy blew his knee out. So we're going to have to wait on that. Still a win. Got your first win. Not the way you want to do it, though. Need some time inside that octagon, but what can you do? Muhammad Mokaev, he won. He's asking for title shots, stuff like that, flyweight. He's not there yet. Again, he pulled it out in the last fight. Again, pulled it out, but slow young man. Now, he's going to be forced to kind of put the brakes on a little bit, because if you did not see the fight, Filo blew his knee out. Literally got him in a knee bar and fully extended it. Most guys would tap. That's how much of a badass Muhammad is. Here's the problem, though. He posted a picture post-fight, and his knee's swollen up like hell. Knees just don't swell up like that if there's no ligament or cartilage damage. So I'm guessing he's going to be out a hot second. He's going to look at his freaking knee there. The knees aren't supposed to move that direction. Mm-hmm. So I think for our boy Muhammad, who's an exceptional fighter, and I do think he has champion written all over him, this is going to force him to pump the brakes a little bit, which this is good. This is good. Hopefully there's no crazy ligament damage. Hopefully it just slows him down a little bit. Jack Shore looked good. Looked phenomenal. Jackie Shore doing the damn thing. Vettori and Roman, close fight, man. That Roman is an intimidating dude. 30-27, yeesh, I don't know. Just one of those judges is just completely off a lot of the time. But glad Marvin got it done. I'm interested to see what they do in the queue. I don't think he moves up, because I think Roman's ranked number 6 or 7. So I think Vittori's ranked 4. If you care about the rankings.
Yep, so 4 for Vettori.
4 for Vettori, and Roman's 9 actually. So Roman will move down, but for Vettori, he's not going to jump Cannahare. He's not going to jump Whitaker. Definitely not jumping Izzy. And then you got the champ there in Pierre. So not a whole lot of movement for Vettori. You just said line him up. I love that way of thinking. Gunnar Nelson looked phenomenal. You don't want to really fight Gunnar sometimes over there across the pond. For Brian Barrina, he got taken down, and from there it was just, it was a masterclass. His armbar was ridiculous. So shout out to Gunnar Nelson. Best mustache in the game. But let's get to the fights you guys are tuning in for. So in the co-main event and the main event, co-main event, Justin Gaethje, Fiziev, my favorite fight on the card. I thought it was a stylistically nightmare for Justin Gaethje. I thought it was headed that direction. Fiziev was definitely the faster, I thought more powerful guy. If you look at the CompuStrike numbers, it depends what you put emphasis on. When you look at Gaethje and landing round by round, he landed more headshots, punches, but Fiziev landed the majority of the kicks. But I don't think the judging is at a level where they've adapted and they take kicks and takedown defense and submission threats into account like they should. Go to the numbers, Chin, for the CompuStrike for Gaethje Fiziev. You see, it's almost polar opposite, where Gaethje was landing the fist and Fiziev was landing the kicks. So significant strikes. Gaethje threw 2 more strikes at 171. Fiziev 169. Gaethje 103. Fiziev 97. This is where it gets interesting. So Fiziev, you'd give him the first round, right? Kind of. Yeah, you would. Because he landed more and he threw less.
He looked the best in the first round.
He looked great in the first round, right? So there you have it. So when I say leg, it's leg and body. So Fiziev 53% targets landed to the body, only about 40% to the head. Gaethje at 78% to the head. Yeah, it was a close fight. I think it could have went either way. I don't think anybody got robbed. It depends on how you want to score the card. Yeah, I thought Fiziev won the first and second. I might be biased there. It's tough to tell. I'd have to watch it like 3 or 4 more times. I thought Fiziev won the first, second, lost the third for sure. But I can see how you would give, I guess, Gaethje the second and third. That's what the judges did for the most part. So for Justin, again, he's in a tough spot too. Fiziev was ranked lower than him on that ranking system. So for Gaethje, there's not a lot of wiggle room at 155. Then you have Makhachev calling out. He wants to fight Usman, which would just be a nightmare. I'm sorry, he wants to fight Leon Edwards. He wants to fight the champ. So for Gaethje, he's not going to jump Poirier. He's not going to jump Charles Oliveira. He did just beat Fiziev. For Gaethje and Marvin Vettori, 4 and 3, you're fighting guys ranked below you. You're probably not going to move up in the queue there. But for Justin Gaethje, I don't think it matters. He's must-see TV, so he's going to get some big-ass fight. But again, he's fought Dustin Poirier, he's fought Charles Oliveira. Makhachev, I'm sure isn't going to fight him right now. So that's a tough one for Gaethje. But there's something out there for him. They'll find something for him. But in the main event, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. Watching it with my fam, you distract, stuff like that. I thought Kamaru did better than he actually did. I thought Kamaru, especially, so the first round I gave to Leon. Leon looked phenomenal. Round 1 I gave to Leon. Round 2 I thought Kamaru did more, so I gave to Kamaru. Round 3 I would have gave to Kamaru as well, and then get the point taken for the fence grab. So then that would be a 10-8 round. So that would mean you have Kamaru up 3 rounds to 1 at this point. Round 4 you would give to Leon. Round 5 you would give to Leon. So I was like, I think it's a draw. I'd assume it's a draw. Then when you go back, you look at the CompuStrike numbers, you watch the fight again. I can see how they would give round 1, round 2 to Leon. Round 3, yeah, he landed more shots. So if you gave it to him, that'd be a 9-9 round, right? And then round 4, round 5 would be Leon. So that's kind of what, one judge had a draw, the rest had it scored like that. I thought Leon looked phenomenal. I thought, they've spent what? Let's see, they did 3, 5, 8, and then plus 5 here. So they've spent, what was that, 13 rounds together? So they've spent 13 rounds together. Prior to this fight, they've spent damn near 8 rounds together. That last one with 50 seconds left, finish the round. But they've still spent a total of 8 rounds together in this fight. I thought there was more of an upside with them spend all that time together in the octagon for Leon Edwards and his Kamaru Usman. Because Leon what he needs to do is get better at defend the takedown. Kamaru Usman isn't going to bring anything new to the table. So you knew what the exact version of Kamaru you were going to get. It wasn't going to be a better version. It was going to be an older version. And for Leon, knowing exactly what he was going to deal with inside that octagon, that's why I kind of leaned a little more towards Leon. And then also, Usman's not getting any younger. You find out how bad his knees are. You could see Leon kind of trying to expose those knees, which it never seemed like a huge issue for Kamaru. I know everyone says about his knees, and Kamaru's even alluded, he was on Food Truck a while ago about his knees, but it didn't seem like it hindered him too much, and Leon was lighting those knees up, man. Another little break in the program. They'll get right back to Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman at UFC 286, the biggest tournament. We talk about March Madness. College basketball is underway. The action is just getting started at DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and score $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Plus, combine multiple bets for a shot at even bigger payout. DraftKings will be featuring parlays, odds boost all tournament long. It's March Madness. So be sure to check the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day to see what they have in store. My team this year is Arkansas. They have 2 lottery picks. They just beat Kansas. They are, I guess, sleeper, although they shouldn't be a sleeper if you pay attention to college basketball. All my money's on Arkansas. What up? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use sign-up code SCHAB, that's SCHAB SHOW. Right now, new customers, again, can bet $5 on any pregame moneyline bet and get $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code SCHAB. Minimum age eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. DraftKings. Let's take a little break. Tacoma, see you this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tacoma, Washington. We will have Tiger Thiccc there, but it will be sold out by the time we get to those late shows. So if you want your bottle of Tiger Thiccc, make sure you come to the early shows. We're almost sold out. That is March 23rd to 25th, Tacoma, Washington. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by my friends at Green Chef. That's right, Green Chef. They expanded their menu. Now choose from over 30 recipes weekly with the option to mix and match meals from different preferences in the same box without changing your plan. Whether it's vegan one day, keto the next, protein packed, we got it all for you guys. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. Green Chef has options for every lifestyle: keto, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. I have to go with the protein box, got psoriasis, all good. Shake off winter with delicious, easy-to-follow recipes that support your healthy lifestyle and taste delicious, all right? What do I got for you guys? I'm on the protein box. All right. So go to greenchef.com/SCHAB60. That's SCHAB60. Use code SCHAB60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. The #1 meal kit for eating well. Go to greenchef.com/SCHAB60. Use code SCHAB60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. Tacoma, see you this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Leon's distance control, his takedown defense was ridiculous. He looked phenomenal. He looked like the best welterweight on the planet. And then also bring up that stat I sent you, Chin. This is insane. I saw this on Twitter. So let me see who sent it. This is at Volkera France. So clearly he's a big Aussie fan. So Alexander Volkera France. He put, not an old man's sport. An interesting infographic inspired me to compile the record of UFC fighters aged 35 plus in title fights for the flyweight division and welterweight divisions. All right, so from flyweight to 170, not middleweight, not light heavyweight, not heavyweight. When you're older there, they tend to have more success the older they get at those heavyweight divisions. But so from flyweight to welterweight, this overall record is summarized in chronological order from flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight. 35 and over in title fights. When you're 35 and over, you ready for this? They're 2-28. If you knew that stat going into this fight, would you put more money on it? It's just tough. So for Kamaru, I think he's 36. So you weren't going to get a better version of Kamaru, and I think this fight he's 35. So he'll be 36 this year in May 11th. Shout out to him. But when you look at it, for Kamaru, you weren't going to get a younger, more improved version over the last two fights. You're going to get a more weathered version of Kamaru Usman, which is a lot of trouble when you're fighting a guy in Leon Edwards. That's why I kind of side toward Leon Edwards there. Also, I didn't like the fact that Kamaru wasn't doing any interviews. He was kind of real quiet, which is unlike him. Like I said on last week's show, the last person to do that was Ronda Rousey when she got dealt with, if you remember that. So there's some mental thing going on there. I didn't know if he'd be able to get over the knockout. He seemed okay there. He defended the head kicks really well, the head shot, as Leon Edwards calls it. But it was just too much for him. I thought Leon Edwards just put on a masterclass. His footwork, takedown defense, the body, the nonstop body kicks were lighting Kamaru up. The more you watch that fight, the more you see Leon Edwards just putting rounds in the bank. He did really well. So, I think for Kamaru, he says, this isn't the last of it. From what I hear around the water cooler is he only has one or two left. That was going into this fight, so I'd be surprised what's left for him. I do think it's going to get dicey for him to try and get back to a title shot. I do think there are other guys at welterweight who can give Leon Edwards a much better fight. Not that it wasn't a close fight, but Leon Edwards has Kamaru's number. And also, I think the narrative of that last fight, the headshot, the fight number 2, being lucky proves it wasn't luck. When you dominate a fight like this for 5 rounds, no matter how you guys scored it, he definitely won. You wouldn't say that's a lucky shot after this. So kind of validate himself with that. He's a baby face though, man. People love this guy. So for them, Hazmat wants to fight both of them the same night, of course, because he's an absolute animal. The UFC's not going to let him fight at 70. He's going to have to fight at 85. And I think Dana in his press conference said top 3 guy for him. I'd assume it's probably Robert Whittaker. If they gave him Jared Cannonier, okay. Marvin Vettori, But for Hamzat, that 170 is too tough for him to make. So I'm going to take him out of the conversation for now. So the division is kind of weird. And I thought this was interesting. You guys tell me if you guys vibe on this. I thought it was interesting, and this isn't any hate towards Colby Covington. If I'm Colby Covington, I'm doing exactly what he's doing. Get a title shot. You want big paydays. He is a tough matchup for Leon Edwards. He's doing exactly what he should be doing. Good on him for getting a title shot. Would you guys turn it down? So when Dana comes out and goes, Colby's next in line for the title shot, no matter what happens, and he's there for the weigh-ins. He's had how long off? Conspiracies get me in trouble sometimes and make headlines, but does nobody think it's weird that the Masvidal drama, remember he's going to sue him for, hitting him outside that Miami restaurant, all that's gone away? Do you think maybe the UFC went to him and went, hey, drop all that stuff, you come back with your title shot. Drop all that bullshit because we need to have Masvidal fight Gilbert Burns. We need to move on. This can delay everything. Drop it and we'll give you a title shot. Because do you think if you're Colby Covington, let's put yourself in Colby's shoes. Do you think you're going to make more money suing Masvidal for that incident outside the Miami restaurant? Or do you think you'll make more money fighting Leon Edwards for a world title shot? And, it'd be a tough fight for Leon. Do you think the potential to make more money is in fighting for a world title on pay-per-view or suing Jorge Masvidal? It's pretty easy to figure out. Do you not think this is weird that just went away and all of a sudden Colby's at the we haven't heard from him. Now they have the camera, they're focusing on him during the fight, after the fight. He's doing fucking interviews. We haven't heard from him at all. Does nobody think that's a little weird that all that suing business went away? The pressing charges, it was just a felony. All that's gone. Have you heard anything about that? And then he comes back and he gets a title shot.
Interesting.
Is this? This isn't like a conspiracy of the one UFC I got in trouble for that everyone freaked out about, where I just said hypothetically. And if I'm Colby, good on you, dude. I'm not hating on him. Hell yeah. Where the only person that loses this equation because everybody's winning. Everybody's winning. If Colby does get the fight against Leon Edwards, which he is, it's a huge fight for Leon because Colby, love him or hate him, is the biggest name he can fight. He's, he brings eyeballs, kind of in the Floyd Mayweather way, where he's the heel, Leon's the baby face. That's exactly what you need to sell pay-per-views. He will sell that pay-per-view. Leon's not going to sell pay-per-views. He's just not. It's not in his DNA. It's not what he does. He's just focused on being the best fighter he can be, and it's fucking worked out, so keep doing that. So if you're UFC, you want the most eyeballs possible. You want to get away from this, the charges and the felony and the assault and all that, and you need to use Masvidal and Colby. So how do we squash this? All right, Masvidal, clearly they organized this a long time ago. Masvidal, this is going to go away. You're going to fight Gilbert Burns. Colby, you're going to get a title shot. Cool, go. That's what I think happened.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty damn good
right
conspiracy/theory. Yeah.
Although it doesn't, because it doesn't make a ton of sense that Colby would sit out all this time and then come back and get a title shot. Doesn't make a ton of sense. Now, I get rankings mean nothing at this point, and he's a big name, and he's the heel to this baby face, and you need that. With McGregor, Aldo, Chael Sonnen, Anderson Silva, DC, Jon Jones. We've had this over time, and it sells pay-per-views. We know this is a model the UFC likes to do. But outside that, it doesn't make a ton of sense, because there's a guy that, if you, on paper, you compare it, Belal Muhammad deserves the title shot. Right?
Yep.
We all agree with that. Muhammad's the only one who's getting fucked over in this entire crazy theory of mine. And it sucks for Muhammad. What are you going to do with Muhammad? How many people does he have to go through?
They're giving him Schaub apparently, which is going to be the
So
craziest thing.
God, dog. Why? What did he do to the UFC but be a good person, man? He's a great guy. We've had him in here. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. Fights well. Fights great. You look at the guys he's beaten, they're still ranked in the top 15. You look at his resume, you're like, what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. He's the only one that gets fucked over. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. He has wins over Damian Maia, Wonderboy Thompson, Vicente Luque, Sean Brady. And that Sean Brady, remember, Sean Brady undefeated at the time, 10-0, savage. Fucked him up, dude. Man. This conspiracy theory, the only one who gets fucked over is Belal Muhammad, which is such a shame. Such a shame.
I didn't even think about it, but then it makes sense too, because I'm sure more people want to see Leon versus Jorge. If we did a vote, that'd probably be the one 100%. To do.
Yeah, we can't. And it's not Muhammad's fault. Muhammad's great on the mic, brilliant analyst, great podcaster, checks all the boxes, from Chicago, immigrant, checks every single box. But unfortunately, has a tougher, a strength of schedule. He's 9 in a row. That guy should have a title shot before Sean Brady. It's not the business we're in. They're in the entertainment business. And when I saw Colby, I went, they must, what happened? Wait, what? He's just there weighing in? And he's in that sweet pink crushed velvet jacket? That's sick. And they're interviewing him. And I'm like, oh. And then Dan's like, yep, no matter what happens, he's getting the title shot. I'm like, that's aggressive. You can at least hide it a little bit, right? Be like, yeah, we'll see. We're thinking you're Colby or Muhammad. We're going to figure it out. No. He's like, 100%, no matter what happens, it's Colby. You're like, oh, wow, that's aggressive. After all, but with the felony stuff, what happened to that? I don't deal with that, man. That's the police department. Like, okay.
Yeah, and some of those backup waiters that come in, they kind of, sometimes they make waves, sometimes they don't. Colby was on the point.
Looking good, man. Point. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
They didn't even call Muhammad for that fight. Nothing. Wasn't even there. He's not even in there thinking of all this, because they had to get rid of that felony assault charge, and it happened. And I'm with Cole. I do the exact same thing. And then here's the other thing before you bring this up. Remember, Dana also is on record how many times saying, I never make fights right after fights. I don't do that. I never do that. This adds more weight to my crazy conspiracy theory. This crazy conspiracy. It's not that crazy. It's pretty easy to figure out when you look at it.
It's pretty good.
He made the fight.
Yeah.
Right after the fight.
And Colby just came out of nowhere too.
You're like, whoa, hey, he's okay. I thought
Yeah.
people were like, man, I don't know if Kobe's gonna be able to fight, man. That punch fucked his tooth up. It messed up his Rolex. He might have CT. I'm like, oh man, when's the last time we heard anything on it? UFC went squashed all of it. Like, okay, and then he just popped out over it. I don't make fights after fights. You guys know this. Boom, Colby, Leon Edwards. That's next, guaranteed, y'all. Oh, okay. Muhammad's like, what the fuck?
Speaking of Muhammad, he tweeted these tweets here.
So there you go. Dana White committed to Colby Covington getting the next title shot no matter what happens with Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal, or Belal Muhammad, apparently. Colby gets the next shot no matter what happens. Is that weird how adamant he is, too, about it?
Yeah.
And then Muhammad put, I never make fights after a fight, LOL. Yeah. You see, Colby, if you drop... Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm telling you, this isn't hard. I've seen way too much First 48. I figured this out in the first 4 minutes of this press conference. I was like, oh, I see what's happening here. So Muhammad put, UFC, Colby, if you drop the charge against Masvidal, we'll give you a title shot. Ding, ding, ding. Come on down. So can you even say it's a conspiracy? Not really. It's kind of, it's like JFK. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. There's one shooter. Come on. We proved that thing a long time ago. Right, guys? Come on. Yeah, there you go. Case solved. Case solved. And Leon has no say in it. It just shows you with champs. Unless you're like a Conor or Jon Jones, you have no say. Because Leon's like, it doesn't make sense. The guy sits out for how long? He hasn't fought in over a year. Pushing him a title shot? That makes no sense. But then he was like, I'd rather fight, if Masvidal wins, I'd rather fight Masvidal just because I don't like him. He's a weird dude. Even Muhammad makes sense. UFC's like, yeah, shut your whore mouth. Yeah. Okay, cool. You're fighting Colby. Why? Shut your mouth. Interesting, right?
Very interesting.
And then they're going to give Muhammad Shavkat. White reveals huge Muhammad Shavkat UFC fight. That's a phenomenal fight. I think Muhammad beats him. And then what do they do?
I mean, at that point, come on.
And also, when's the last time you saw Dana have this in his head? A, booking a fight right after fights, which he said he never does. He knew he was going to get backlash for Muhammad because Muhammad clearly deserves a title shot. And you have a fight lined up for him. So clearly this went through your head. Coming on that stage, went, all right, people are going to be like, all right, we're going to do with Muhammad. We're going to be able to silence that. We give him Shavkat, which is so fucked up. I mean, God, dog. Poor Muhammad, man. Shavkat's a savage. After that last fight, I do think Muhammad's going to beat him. But is there anybody not rooting for Muhammad at this point? I think they fucked him over even more than Dariush.
Those two have been fucked over so bad. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know.
I don't get it. Muhammad's a savage. Good guy. Great on the mic. Great story. They went, shut up. Here's Shavkat. You're like, what? I'm right ahead of him. Like, doesn't matter. Colby dropped the charges. It's the world we live in. Let's take a little break, fam. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by the one, the only, my longest ever sponsor, Onnit Supplements. Listen, I'm a busy guy. That's by design. I like to have a lot on my plate, and Onnit helps me maintain focus in order to function and stay in the zone. My favorite is Alpha Brain, not just the regular Alpha Brain, but Alpha Brain Black Label. It's the more intense Alpha Brain. They've sold over 1 million bottles of the regular Alpha Brain. And here's the thing, if you don't love it, you get your money back. No return necessary. Keep your money. That's how much they believe in their freaking nootropics. It's the number one nootropic on the planet. We're talking Alpha Brain, but I take Alpha Brain Black Label. Alpha Brain helps to support cognitive functions, including memory, mental speed, focus. Your boy is always podcasting and doing stand-up, and trust me, I need all the mental speed I can get. All right. What are the benefits of Alpha Brain, you ask? Hilarious. Aids mental processing, caffeine free, helps with flow state, promotes focus, supports memory. All right. Alpha Brain can help you. You remember names, places, addresses. All right. Focus on complex tasks, think more clearly under stress, react more quickly. We can all use this. Onnit also offers fitness equipment like kettlebells, steel club maces, sandbags, yoga mats. Need better nutrition? Say less. Onnit has MCT oil, protein bars, warrior bars, They got everything you need. You can also get your Alpha Brain and Alpha Brain shots. You can do the Alpha Brain Instant, regular Alpha Brain Black Label, which is what I take. All right. So go to onnit.com/Schaub, SCHAB, receive 10% off everything, supplements, all the Alpha Brains, the Focus, the Instant, the Black Label, the regular Alpha Brain, kettlebells, Steel Club maces, workout gear, streaming fitness. They got it all. Go to onnit.com/Schaub, receive 10% off when you check out. Now let's get back to the program. Psych! One more read. All right. I only recommend products I actually use. All right. And this one I personally use. I reached out to them to be part of my programs because I swear by this Kratom. We're talking about Happy Hippo Kratom. This stuff helps me tackle all the difficult things in my life. All right. Helps me get stuff done, period. All right. That's honestly the best way to describe it. It helps you get stuff done. It's not just sort of energy booster, none of that stuff. You get a nice warm balance, good mood feeling for whatever task you have that day. All right. My favorites are the shots. I use the butterscotch or the apple shots, but they have pill, powder, gummies, the shots, whatever you want. It's the best kratom on the planet. It's my hidden gem. It's Happy Hippo, happyhippo.com. Promo code is THICC23. That's promo code THICC23, and they're giving you a special 30% off this week. 30% off the best kratom on the planet at Happy Hippo. All you got to do is go to happyhippo.com. Promo code is THICC with 3 C's, 23 for 30% off the best kratom on the planet. We're talking about Happy Hippo. Now let's get back to the program. For real. What else you got, Jen?
We'll see. All right. Just here's the odds, opening odds for Colby versus Leon. And Colby's favored.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very tough fight for Leon Edwards. Very tough fight. At that level, it's all about style matchups. And with Colby's striking, his cardio, it's a different fight. Even though Usman beat him, Colby doesn't have the same miles as Kamaru. Colby's, minus 125 is right on. Right on.
Yeah, so it was minus 135, but then as it, after a few days or so.
Mm-hmm. And this is how it's going to be for Leon the entire time his reign at welterweight. As the champion, I would imagine he's always going to be the dog, which I'm sure he likes.
Oh, that was another current event I wanted to show you. Something about, so Dana White was with Teddy Atlas, and Teddy Atlas said something like, when you become a champion, you're already 30% like more confident or better.
Okay.
Like automatically.
Okay.
So that's why when he fought Kamaru the second time, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like his mentality, everything was just different. Where he got dominated for the first fight, but he came back the second fight and he was just like he was dominating.
He's also a different fighter. I can kind of see what he's saying. But he's also talking when they fought when Leon, they're both young. You're fighting a straight wrestler. Do you know why on Teddy Atlas being told champions improved by 30%? Dan says, I believe it. Usman Edwards, the old time trainers used to tell me that winning a title immediately improves you 30%. Let's see. Dan says, I believe it. I think that there's absolutely a different level of confidence that you have when you win that type of fight. I can't even imagine the amount of nerves guys have going to that first fight that you might not feel the second time, and knowing that you have the power and ability to knock the same opponent out. Plus, you've got to look at Usman, who might be a little more gun-shy. If you think of all the wars that he's been in with all the great fighters that he's beat, this is the guy who knocks him out. Yeah, just you look at the miles on Usman, you look at his style's not evolving, you look at Leon hasn't had the same wars. He does have an advantage over him with the knockout. That's why I decided towards Leon.
Mm-hmm. One more about the fights. So Justin Gaethje was kind of critical about Michael Bisping and his commentary versus,
I love Gaethje. I've known the kid for a hot second when he's in college. I think he's a little off on this. Clearly, and I think Gaethje alluded to this, he's going to be biased towards his training partner and best friend, right? They came into this fight. I could understand the anger towards Bisping if Leon lost the fight.
There you go.
If Leon would have lost this fight and get like mollywopped, and Bisping's like, no, man, I give it Leon Edwards 4 rounds to 1, and the judge have it 4 rounds to 1 the other way, then you're like, Jesus Christ, dude, chill. But Bisping didn't do anything that we weren't all thinking. That's why you love Bisping. He's not your suit and tie type of dude. He shoots from the hip. Also, I thought Bisping was spot on. He stopped himself because DC was like, hold on. He kicked him in the nuts. Dude, you got to address that. I was with Bisping on this, and it's tough, right? Because DC's more decorated than both of us by a landslide. Really me, and even more so than me more so. Bisping was still a champion, but with when Bisping was going. Because remember, Usman kept complaining until the ref kept complaining, the nut shot, the fence grab, kept talking, and Bisping was like, dude, you got to just fight. Like, fuck all that noise. Focus on the task at hand. And then DC, and then he stopped himself, and DC's like, well, no, you got to address when you get kicked in the nuts like that. Granted, it was legit nut shot. I'm with Bisping, though. Like, when that stuff happens, you deal with it and you keep going. Don't let it deteriorate you from the fight or distract you from the task at hand, which is beat on Leon Edwards, taking Leon down. I thought Bisping was spot on. Spot on. I didn't think he was biased.
And Bisping knows because remember, he did that mouthpiece thing, and then Anderson Silva, kneed him in the face.
Yeah.
That's why he get paid.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a good point, Chin. Yeah, I think, again, if Usman would have won this fight, then you could be like, oh, what the hell, dude? Super biased. Your guy lost too, but I don't see that.
It does make a big difference that he actually won.
Dan Hardy?
That's basically, we all feel this way though. Like Leon Edwards and even Beneil Dariush, they've always been neglected.
Yeah, it's because they're looking for guys that check all the boxes. Mm-hmm. For not so much for Muhammad, it's a little different because Muhammad checks the box. He's entertaining and speaks very well. He's articulate. I'm not saying Leon Edwards isn't, but Leon, you can tell, is just more of an introvert. He's not going to come out and talk that shit and do his thing. Even though he is a little more talkative this one, Muhammad, he doesn't care. He'll go. So I don't think you can put Muhammad and Leon Edwards in the same kind of box there. I do think Muhammad is a little more outgoing. But yeah, of course, Leon Edwards has been neglected.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. And then there was that thing where Conor McGregor is talking smack about USADA. I'm sure you've seen some of the headlines on that.
He went on an Ariel show, right? And he was saying he has a meeting with USADA. They have a meeting lined up. And USADA came and said, no, we don't.
Yeah, and he was telling Ariel that I just need 2 clean tests, where USADA came out and said, like, no, you have to do that 6-month period. So then he was like, USADA, you're going to be in the bin. He's like, I had 70 clean tests, blah, blah. So he's going at USADA big time right now.
That's what Conor does.
Yeah.
So he says USADA is going in the bin. This is my issue. I've not lied once, nor have I tested positive ever. I have over 70 clean tests under the program, yet they're consistently coming out after I speak in a manner that makes it seem like I'm lying. It's ridiculous. Fuck USADA. You are in the bin. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, man. I don't know anybody that likes USADA.
Oh, there. But so I guess even USADA is saying that he still hasn't been tested yet or something. He hasn't signed the whatever to get back.
He hasn't even started the program, right?
So
I like when they ask Dana, he's like, not my job, not my expertise. Talk to Jeff Nowitzki. It's like, but you hired Nowitzki. You've commented on it before. And now it's because Dana doesn't want to take responsibility because what's going to happen is Conor's going to get that
most likely
exemption. Right? Yes.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's just them, Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor doing a face-off at the Ultimate Fighter.
Interesting.
That's all. And then
Conor got that simple Jack haircut there, huh?
And his facial expressions.
Simple Jack haircut, dog.
It's a little puffy over here.
Similar size.
Yeah. So this is Jon Bones Jones tagging Stipe Miocic, implying that Stipe is not signing the fight. Like, he doesn't believe the fight's going to happen. So it has to do with Stipe's side.
I've always heard it's Stipe's side. Mm-hmm. That's what everyone around the situation told me, that Stipe's not ready to go yet. John's been ready. That's what I hear.
And Stipe even said July before. So anyways.
So then he put, yo, Stipe, only you, the UFC, and I know the truth. You dodged me all of 2022, July, September, and December. Now I'm hearing rumors that we may not be fighting this July.
And then Stipe
posted a poster
and he says,
see you in July.
So I don't know what's going on.
Sounds like they're going to see each other in July.
You think it's more contract negotiations, or he's just...
No, I just think Stipe's probably like, yeah, all right. See you in July, dude.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And that was minutes after Jon Jones tweeted that too. He replied. So Francis Ngannou was also on Ariel's show, and he says there's 2 companies that he's close to signing with. It's either PFL or One Championship. But he wants to box. He's going to do boxing before.
Yeah.
And then
I was going to say, I assume that's because they are going to allow him to do both.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be in the contract where he can go out and do his thing. It's a shame that he couldn't come to terms with UFC, because what made UFC Conor McGregor Floyd so big was he had the UFC marketing machine behind him. You know, PFL's not going to do that. One Championship is great at marketing. If it's against Deontay Wilder, two Americans, you know, they're trying to get in the American market, so they're pretty good at it. One Championship probably is the move, I think, for him. I've made a decision without making a done deal. I know that my next move is going to be, I know that I want to fight boxing first, and then after that I will fight MMA. I'm going to sign with one MMA promotion. I haven't made a decision yet on that, but I'm very close. PFL and one FC right now, we are very close. We will see. Ooh, I hope he goes to one.
I'm surprised Bellator's not on the table. But
yeah, I know.
Alrighty.
Whatever he decides to do, whether it's PFL or one championship, all good, you know. But his fuck you money's gonna come from that Deontay Wilder Fury. He needs that.
And if he wins, oh my God.
Yeah, big if. But if he gets that fight, then him leaving the UFC made all the sense. If he just signs with one championship or PFL and never fights Wilder or Fury or Joshua, him leaving was a nightmare.
And would you really want to see him with? I know Tyson Fury is your favorite boxer of all times. Would you rather him? Because I mean,
I'd rather see him against Wilder
because of the
he can actually
potential,
win.
right? Okay.
He could win.
Yeah,
he's not beating Fury in any fucking facet. Come on. And I love Francis, but he's not beating Tyson.
Yeah,
he has a punch. He has a he's still a fucking, I don't know, plus 1,700, 1,800 against Wilder. But that right hand, Wilder will play that game with him. Fury won't play that game. That right hand won't touch Fury. It's a nightmare for him.
This is a quick one. Just want to get your opinion on this. So BKFC, I guess they had a sold out. This is what they're saying. They had a sold out show on Friday, but then because of unforeseen circumstances, they had to cancel it or maybe reschedule it. I believe. Yeah, reschedule it.
Huh?
So I'm like, if it's if a sold out event, how does that get
canceled?
Yeah. Events.
Did somebody get hurt or sick in the main event? That was like the card. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. So, anyways, it's gonna be rescheduled for April 21st, 2023. I mean, can they BS about this kind of stuff too? I don't know.
Well, who's gonna come out and say no? It wasn't.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. There's no way to check that.
Okay. Just thought that was pretty interesting. So Will Compton, I just saw him post. He was at the UFC PI and everything else, and he was kind of like at the Power Slap events and posted about it. So Dana got him to go on this Power Slap thing.
Yeah, I mean, I text Will Bat, lit him up a little bit. I said, "Jesus Christ, dude!" And he's like, "No, man, it's dope in person." I probably is a good time. And
of course.
I'm like, I get it. I'd do the same shit. They invited me, I'd probably be out there.
No,
I get it, dude.
Yeah. So this, we saw the boxing card for Jorge Masvidal, Gamebred Boxing 4. It's pretty
card.
badass, right?
Yeah.
So the price right now is $49.99.
That's a solid deal. It's in Milwaukee.
Yeah. And there's your headliner.
Roy Jones Jr. Pettis in Milwaukee. The thing's gonna sell pretty well.
Yeah, especially because of Pettis, I think. Yeah. So $49.99, not too bad.
Jacare Vitor.
So Ben Rothwell, he'll be fighting that guy that just knocked up Greg Hardy in BKFC.
The problem is this is in Denver. Do you remember last time Ben Rothwell fought in Denver against Mark Hunt? Yeah, that's why UFC never puts fights on in Denver anymore. Heavyweight fights. Yeah, Ben Rothwell's a far cry from Greg Hardy. That Watson guy might have his hands full.
Yeah.
That dude is jacked, though.
He's thick for sure.
Rothwell's hairy. And it's at the same place they fought, Hunt and Rothwell fought, the First Bank Center in Broomfield. That is not.
Have you been there or no?
Yeah, all my fights coming up before the UFC was at First Bank Center.
Is it huge?
Probably seats like 10,000.
That's pretty big. All right, not a ton. I saw that Thick Boy Studio posted this, right?
Yeah, I retweeted this one. Rampage, no. It's like him and Bob Zapp walking down the street in the same shirt.
And the crazy thing about this is they did it. It says here they're training for Siamese twin fight at Fight Circus 6. Have you seen the Fight Circus stuff before?
No.
It's insane. They do the craziest, weirdest stuff, and there's actual real fights. They do stuff like this where they're in a t-shirt
And they fight
and
somebody?
they fight people. So I hope it's not real that they're going to be actually fighting someone.
Oh, they will. 100%. Rampage went fuck around. Rampage also tweeted out that he's releasing his music.
I saw.
The Alien song.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
This is so ridiculous. Look at Bob Sapp's face.
I know.
Rampage is so silly, man. Who the fuck's fighting those two?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who could?
Some
They get
dumbass.
destroyed.
Yeah, some dumbass can sign up. Maybe.
But then if you're in a
Just
t-shirt.
go down the middle, dog. And then what happens? Let's say Bob Sapp gets knocked out, and then his Rampage
Oh
just
my
like
God, all that
carrying him.
weight.
Like,
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
fun,
Yeah, I'll watch it.
yeah, so they're supposed to be fighting someone named
The rise and or fall of Sloppy Balboa. Who's Sloppy Balboa? No, man.
Let's take a look.
Are those two referred to as Sloppy Balboa?
No, well, maybe they are.
Bound
Woody
by
and John Nutt.
Destiny. Wow. That's cool.
They're getting
that
destroyed.
poster's fucking classic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that poster for the studio.
Oh, I don't know if you want to cover this one, but I'll just throw it out there real quick. Apparently, UFC fighter Jeff, or he was.
Oh, this poor
UFC
kid.
fighter Jeff Molina.
Yeah, Jeff Molina's having a tough year.
Yeah, he's linked to James Krause, and then he was in the
UFC
Discord.
cut him.
Yep.
Yep.
Or
So you guys would know him mainly, good fighter too. With the James Krause betting stuff. So the UFC cut him because who knows what information they have there. And then someone posted a video of Jeff doing work on somebody's wiener, which is tough. Here's why it's tough. It's tough because, he came out and said he's bisexual. It's tough because if you are bisexual, gay, however you want, go about it, you don't want somebody else to out you like this. It's just a bummer. I feel bad for Jeff. I feel really bad for the kid. It's a shitty deal. That person who released it, though, that's revenge porn. So that's a felony, right? So let's say Chin sent me a dick pic.
why me, dude?
Who knows? Let's say Chin sent that big juicy Korean dick and I blast it on Twitter. That's a felony. That's called revenge porn. So whoever did it, hopefully they can track it down and go after that person. But it just sucks. And then also with Jeff, you're dealing with a fan base in MMA. There's a lot of great people involved in the sport, but it has to be the most toxic. Take it from me. It has to be the most toxic fan base in the world because it is based off, forums and social media and share dogs and all that shit. So, for Jeff's probably the last thing he wanted to come out, and he goes, I want to be known for, my hard work and winning fights, but now I don't want to be known as the gay UFC fighter. Unfortunately, the way that the fan base is and the way this works, that's exactly what's going to happen. The other bummer is he didn't want it coming out, right? Like this, and then all the major outlets pick it up. So you got to just put, this is my thing for anyone hating on Jeff Molina. Why you give a fuck what he does with his mouth and who he does it to is beyond me. I could give two flying fucks what this kid does. But just put yourself in Jeff Molina's shoes for once. Think about how he feels waking up that morning and knowing that some scumbag, whether it was with a girl, him hooking up with a girl would suck. B, that you are bisexual and this is how people find out. Couldn't be a worse thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't be a worse thing. Just put yourself in his shoes for 1 second. Gay, straight, trans, doesn't matter. Imagine being Jeff Molina that morning. Just be human about it. It's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
So
Not to mention, he's dealing with the shit with the James Krause stuff.
it's just
It's horrible.
a terrible time for him. So leave him alone.
Yeah, leave him
Jerks.
alone. Not only leave him alone, be nice to him.
Yeah.
Give him some support. Things are not great in the Jeff Molina world right now. With the Jeff Krause thing,
James
Krause thing, then this coming out, it sucks, man. It just sucks. And obviously people want to dogpile on him, stuff like that, so it sucks, man.
All right. That's it for current events. So just the fights.
Man. Yeah, one hell of a main event. This freaking, is it Saturday fight night? Great 5 rounds. Thank God it's 5 rounds. I wish my only complaint about the fight, UFC 286, was that Fiziev and Justin Gaethje was in 5 rounds. I think they should have the ability to make any fight 5 rounds that they want. But, there's a method to their madness, so they decided not to do it. But thank God this fight on Saturday night is 5 rounds. It's our boy Chito Vera versus Cory Sandhagen. I'm close with both these guys. I'm not going to be biased in any facet or give you guys a pick. I'll have both these gentlemen. I've known Cory since he was 17. Chito's a buddy of mine. He's on the show all the time. I won't pick here. It's a fantastic fight. I would assume winner of this does get a title shot, especially if Chito were to win. Cory, they might have him do one more. For Chito, no doubt, if he wins this fight, he gets a title shot. So hats off to both of them. I just hope it's a great, exciting fight. Enjoy the fights. Holly Holm is back. Andrea Lee's on there. Alex Perez. Good fights. Nothing can blow your hair back, but that main event you should definitely tune into. Chito Vera, Cory Sandhagen, 2 of the best guys in the sport, going face to face. Great fucking fight. This one was exciting when it got announced, and here it is Saturday. I'll be watching this in the green room in Tacoma. That's right outside Seattle there. Tacoma, Washington is this mother trucking Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tacoma, Washington. We'll have Thick Boy available there. Tiger Thick Whiskey available there. So make sure you get you some. It goes fast. We send 4 to 5 cases in every city. They sell out by the first 2 shows. So if you want some, come to the early shows. It's very rare we have it by the late shows. So that is what it is. Get you some, though. Tiger Thick will be there. I'll be there. Tacoma, Washington, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, March 23rd through the 25th. Atlanta, Georgia, April 13th through the 15th. Before Atlanta, I have one night, Schaub and Friends at the Ice House on a Saturday night, April 1st. Is that April Fool's Day? Mm-hmm. April 1st on April's Fool's Ice House, April 1st, Schaub and Friends. You're going to have some monsters. One show only, though. I'll have that ticket link up today. Then Spokane, April 27th. La Jolla, June 2nd through the 4th. That's at the Comedy Store in La Jolla, California, right outside San Diego. And then I'm off to Europe in June. You have Belfast, June 15th. Glasgow, June 17th. Manchester, June 18th. London, June 22nd. Cardiff, June 23rd. Dublin, June 25th. Get you some at thickboy.com or fatkz.com. All right, kids. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Hell of a main event with Chito and Cory Sandhagen. And that's it. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Be safe. Till next time, I'm out.